Hello, guys and girls. Welcome to another episode of FTB Unstable with Jokester here. Today, I want to do some decorating. Well, in particular, I want to do chisels and bits. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of insight into chisel and bits and how it works. So first thing to note is that chisels and bits is different than chisel. So we need to make sure we don't create one of these. Now, I've already been doing a little bit of work, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I want to do is I wanted to show you that these are the chisels that we need when we want to work with chisels and bits. So you can see the durability here. If we just do a stone one, is 8,300. This one is 293,000. So it's a pretty easy one to make, and the recipe is very simple. It's just a piece of iron. If we look at the golden chisel, strangely enough, no, this one's 293,000. This one's only 1,024. I'm thinking that might be not the right description, but we know that gold is a little bit less than iron, but not that much. But there's also the diamond chisel. And so I've got a lot of diamond right now. So if we look in here, I've got 8,200. And if we look at what's happening out here, this guy is just loading up with all kinds of stuff, including tons of emerald, and everything's auto processing. I've already taken the opportunity to expand this. So now I have 4 alloy smelters because it does take longer to cook up things, and I have 2 of these sag mills. And what I did was I just lined this up. I ran new cable here. This is the heavy duty Ender energy conduit, so it's 20,000 RF. That's just for future need if I ever need it. But in this guy here, I have all the ones that need to be just sag milled, and then it outputs back into all the drawers over there. This other one, though, is got all my standard ore processing. So that right there is enough to keep up with all my ore processing coming in. So anyway, we've got lots of diamonds now. So let's make this guy here. And frankly, I don't need this anymore. And I've got my other chisel now in case we need to use that. But the diamond chisel, when we take something, let's say we take a piece of stone here. All right, we'll put down a piece of stone. And the way this works is that you can chisel chunks off of it. Now, you can see the highlight here, right where my cursor is, or my reticle is. You can see if I were to left click on this, it takes a chunk out. And you can see it slowly changes. And now the description up top, it says chiseled bit stone. So I can take chunks out of here. Now, the problem with this is that it starts to fill up my inventory. Now, I've only got 7 of these, but if I were to take this whole block down, there's going to be a lot of them. So the other thing is there's, by default, the hotkey is left alt, at least on Windows. And so now you've got this confusing menu here, but it's actually pretty simple. So if you want to take a single bit, that's what it defaults to. That's what this is, okay? If I want to go to a line, now you can see how the highlight, it changes to a whole line. So now I can take out a whole line at a time. So it's pretty simple when you want to do that. Now you notice I'm starting to fill up. All right, so that's quite a bit. So we got to worry about that here. If I want to take a whole plane at a time, meaning a whole surface, I can do this. And so that now takes down that whole surface. Now you see how much is filling up. And this is just going to fill up our inventory very quickly. Now I can delete those, but a better way to do it is there's this thing called a chiseled bit bag. So if we look at this, it's merely just any color wool and any chiseled bits. Well, we have tons in our inventory, so I should be able to make this because I already have wool in my inventory. So I do that and just needed one of these. Here, I'll show you. So you just really need one of those. And why won't it let me take it? Yellow. Okay, let's try this again. It tried to pull it out. It's trying to come out. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, let's get rid of some of these bits here. Let me just toss a few of these away. Just see if it's a full inventory issue. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it must have been a full inventory. It just was a weird rendering glitch. So now that we have this bag, we can, when we take off something, I'm going to take off another one here. Now you'll notice that they all go in here, but it leaves one stack outside of here. And if we were to take a look in here, All right, now we can see all of those bits, and they stack up to 512. They all fit in here. Now let's say you have something in here that you don't really care about. You can drag it over this, all right? And oh, I did that wrong. I held down. So if you select it and just grab a stack, you click on it, and you can click again, and it'll delete everything of that type out of there. Now you can also just break this standard, right? And it comes into your inventory in that shape. And so you can place this back down. Let's say I wanted to place this back down, and it just places as is. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because a couple of things I want. And I'm also going to get rid of this. So I don't really want chiseled stone anywhere. But what I want is I want a little bit of basalt. All right, let's just grab, how about if we grab 2 of them for right now? And the other thing I want is I want to make some blue glass. So I've taken the time to play around with this a bit. And of course there's the Minecraft one, and it's always got the little highlights on it, and I don't quite like the look of it. Some of these others, these work really well, the chisel ones. As I mentioned before when we were doing that, the chisel one works very well. I really like these guys, the Tinker's ones, right? Except for as soon as you chisel off any bit of it, it turns completely clear. So that's okay. These guys here, the Ender IO ones, aren't bad either. It's just that they're just a little too clear, right? It's really just the borders that are colored. And so I like the whole look of this. And I'll show you why in a second. So I kind of settled on this light blue stained glass, right? The one without this. See how this over here has got a little bit of highlights on it. So I like this guy here. And we can make that with just light blue stained glass. And how do we make light blue dye? Well, there's multiple recipes. So if we take a look here, you can make it with the Botania way, right? There's the Gendustry way, or there's the one we're going to make is the lapis and bone meal. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got lapis and bone meal. And so, yeah, I really only need 1 of these. And then if we surround it by glass, let me grab that and throw that in there, I can pull 8 of these guys out. So cool. That's what I want to do. And let's go downstairs and I'll show you what I've done so far. Put this back in. All right. Go down to the cellar. And so what I did was, so obviously last episode we made the refined storage. And we've got the disk drive, we've got the controller, and we've got our grid down here. And technically this is a crafting grid, even though Wayla just calls it a grid. And we still have our 2 solderers. Both of them have their speed upgrades. But what I did was, next step is to make these crafters so we can do some auto crafting. And then for future expansion, I want to add some more of these disk drives. Because I plan on moving everything into my refined storage. But I wanted to do a little bit of cool, like a server rack kind of thing. And so I threw these up here. These are factory blocks. They're just standard blocks that you can use the normal chisel, this guy, and make these out of standard factory blocks. So I thought this looked pretty cool here. And I did this with chisels and bits. So this here in the side is the basalt, and this is our light blue stained glass. So I wanted to go through how we do that. So the first thing is we need a whole bunch of bits, and we have nothing in our bit bag, but we've got these 2 materials. So let's throw this down here. And what I can do is, it doesn't really matter how I break these apart. Any one of these work. So we saw the single bit, we saw the line, we saw the plane. Then there's a connected plane, which just basically means that if it's connected to something, it's not going to, I mean, it's a little bit smarter. Think of it that way. It's a smarter plane pulling away. And then you can draw a region. There's also a 1/8 size cube that is grid snapped. If you do the standard 1/8 size cube, which is AKA small cube, it'll let you place it all over. Pixel, you can be off by a pixel if you want to do some really granular stuff. Most of the time I just use this grid snap because it lines up very nicely, especially when I'm making straight runs like this. All right. And then the 1/4 size, and then the 1/2 size cube. So if we were to pick that, you can see the highlight there. It's going to break this apart into 8 different cubes. If we were to pick this one, then it will be even smaller, and there will be more of them. So again, it doesn't really matter how I break this apart, right? I can do all of this and just break it apart. Now, one thing you have to worry about is when you get down towards the ground, you can actually take chunks out of the ground. And I'll show you that here in a second. See right there? I took a chunk out of the ground. But don't worry, because there's this undo. So you can just hit undo. I just left clicked on that and I'll undo that. So you can also choose a much larger one here. If I were to do this, this goes much quicker, right? Then it breaks it apart. And looks like I missed some there, but I should have that in here. And as soon as I were to place this back in here, so now there's a difference between when you chisel something and when you place something. Both of those have two different ones. So if I hold down Alt again and I choose, I was doing, I believe it was quarter size. So now we can place a quarter size back in here. See if I can get it to, I think it's that one. No. Excuse me, you're disappearing. How come you're disappearing? I'm not supposed to be oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now it becomes a laboratory block again. So don't fear, even if you can't use the undo, just put them back and it becomes a whole block again. Okay, so now we've got this glass, right? So let's say I wanted to put down a whole wall, a whole panel. So if I were to right click on this, it places a whole panel and you can see it's one block thick. And I can place that on here. Now if I place here, it's going to go inside. So I just hold down Shift and let's pick that again, connected plane. Let's remove that and then hold down, let's see, Shift. Let's see here. Come on, connected plane for me, please. You're not doing that for me. Okay, let's try regular plane. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and there's that, there's that, there's that. Cool. Now let's say we want to do the side as well. Same thing. And now it looks like it's covered in glass. So excellent. That's and so far, if you look here, we've got still a whole stack, and if you hold down Shift, it shows you what block that came from. If I look in my bag, you see I still have a ton of this left. So one block goes a long way. Let's do the same thing for Basalt. So we want that. We'll need to get our, just need one of those. All right, and I'm going to go a little bit quicker. I'm going to say, give me this guy here. That's a quick 8 of those, and now I've got a ton in my bit bag. It picks up everything, and look how much is in there. So good, and it left us a 1 out, so I can build with that. So I'll put that in. I'll choose, I'm going to go with this guy here. Now, I'll show you the difference. Here's small cube, okay? And so if I place this down, and then if I'm over just a little bit, see how I can place over, and I can build like cool diagonals and do whatever I want. And if I were to break this, now this shows up in my inventory as that shape, and I can place that back down wherever I want. So that's kind of cool, you know, if you want to make custom designs like that and place them all around. But we don't want that. We like, let's pick this and let's just get rid of this. This is a little messy, obviously, because it's not connected, but that's okay. We can quickly get rid of that. But let's put down, where's my bits? This guy's right here. Now, instead of choosing this guy, we'll choose the exact same one, but only in a grid snapped, and I'll show you the difference. If I were to place this right here, oops, wrong way. Oops, let's hit undo, and I will hit undo again. All right, right click, there we go. So now I can build this up, and it doesn't matter if I click on here, right, or if I click right on here. It's just, think of normal building, just in a smaller fashion, right? It's micro work. It's chisels and bits. So we are going to run this all the way up. That's okay. We're going to need that one anyway. Oh, not that one up there. So I could just go back here. I can clear it that way, or what I can do is if I place one down, I can left click. I'm right clicking to place. I can left click and that clears it as well. It acts as like a virtual chisels, or chisel from Chisels and Bits. All right, so I purposely left the top off to show you. If I were to put this in here now, and I can make this, so you can get real fine and granular and make stuff that isn't normally what we see. We think of blocks in Minecraft, and so this is sub blocks, and it's pretty neat looking. And let me just, oops, go left click on that one. Okay, so we will pull this out. Now, you notice that the top doesn't have it, and this one does. So if I were to put this guy back down here, and I want to pick Connected Plane, and I were to right-click on that, it'll actually fill it in no problem. So it doesn't matter whether you put it down first or after, it'll fill it in. And let's say you were to cover up even a weird section of it, it'll mold around it. It's smart enough to do that. So all very cool. So let's just go ahead and fill this out. And yes, this is more tedious, and that's because, oops, let's undo. I have it bound to my Z key, as in zebra, and that really does help. That's pretty cool. Let's try to get under here a little bit better. And then I'm going to switch to go from the bottom. Nope, not that guy. Let's switch, make sure it is on this guy. There we go. Okay, but yeah, so this is a bit tedious, but that's exactly what we want. We want the ability to have micro-fine control over this, and that's what that gives us. So yeah, there you go. There's a couple of server racks in my basement here, and that's what I plan on doing for a lot of this. And I'll just fill out the back here, right there, and run it across the bottom like this, and there we go. So give me a second and I'll finish this out so you guys don't have to watch me build this. Hold on. Okay, I finished up. What do you guys think? I ended up adding this down here as well. All right, so I've got that. Now, tell me what you guys think. Do you think I should put something in the front here? I kind of think it looks more like a server rack like this. I don't know if many of you have seen server racks, but I'm kind of thinking, like the walls here on the side and the top I finished up here. So yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so the other thing, so let's get rid of this. So now we've got these guys here. All you have to do is just shift click these up in there, your bit bag, and I can throw my bit bag in here for the next time I want to use it. So I don't know, I'll put it right there. Okay, now you also see some other things in my inventory. So I took some time to go fishing, just vanilla fishing, and with Pam's Harvest Craft to get a lot of these other ones. But what I really wanted is these two right here. So I really just needed 2 raw fish, but a raw salmon will work as well. So let's go back upstairs. I want to grab, I don't know, how about 8 of these guys? So I want to go outside here. I never really showed you, but I threw the alchemy catalyst down there, which is pretty trivial. You should know how to do that. So I want to grab that because I want to make something from Botania. It's called the Ring of Chordata. Now, the Ring of Chordata is pretty simple, but what we need a puffer fish. And I could fish forever, and I also need raw salmon, which I have. But if you look at the recipe for raw salmon, all I have to do is throw a raw salmon in there, and a raw fish, and I get a raw salmon. Very cool. What about a puffer fish? Can we make that? Sure enough, if we have a clownfish. So I could fish for clownfish, or I could just throw raw salmon in there, get a clownfish, which then the clownfish gets turned into a puffer fish. So that's what we're going to do. So let's toss the salmon in there, and we get we'll toss the, raw salmon in there, we get a clownfish, we toss the clownfish in there, and we get the puffer fish. So now I should have everything I need. So, and I need this rune of water, which I've already had. This is one of the base runes. I've got the rune of fire, rune of water, earth, and rune of air. So we'll grab that, this, and, that's right, we got to convert this guy. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, now we're good. Okay, so I've got the Ring of Chordata. Now, it fits in our bubbles. I've got this Slava Charm and also the Ring of Magnetization. The Magnetization I really, really like. I like the feel of it better than any of the other magnets out there. Some of the others you can turn on and off. All you have to do is just take this off and it turns it off. So I'm okay with that. It's not quite as quick as, shift right clicking on something, but Slava Charm is for when I step in lava. It sort of protects you. You get about 10 seconds. So if I throw the Ring of Chordata, it looks like that gave it to me back, which is cool. Put that, oh no, I grabbed both of them, that's what it was. Okay, so, and I'll throw these in here for right now, I don't really need it. So, if I put this on, let me show you what this does. And I know it's dark, but we're okay with that. Now when you go down here, we have water breathing. So watch my bubbles as we swim around. We also have night vision. So that's really cool. That's what the Ring of Chordata does. And so here comes our bubbles. We're getting down to the bottom. Don't worry, it just refills. And now we can breathe underwater. And that's because I want to go explore. Because if we look way over here, there's a stronghold there. And if we go way over here, there's a guardian temple. I want to go explore that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over there, and I'll meet you when we get there. So I'm flying over here, and I just passed this desert temple, so I raided that. But all of a sudden I came along, and in the water here is one of these chests, right? The I don't know what you call it. Basically, it has these magic beans in it. So cool. And so let's go ahead and take a spin, see what's down here. Hi guys. If they're targeting you and you hit them, you break their stuff. But out here, it's kind of dangerous because, I mean, we got decent armor, but they will target you and they kind of gang up on you. So if they're targeting you, all you have to do is hit them and you'll break that. So yeah, let's take a look around here. Anything down here? Nothing. So of all the videos I've seen of people exploring in here, nobody's ever found the sponge room. And they say, you know, the temple has been broken or you know, it just didn't exist. So I'm anxious to see if there's a sponge room in here. So this is obviously very hard to... There's my mining fatigue. I was waiting for that. So that's from the Elder Guardian. Let's see, I'm a little bit lost here. I know I have to go back up. There it is. Whew, it is just like being on ice in here. Come on. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, so the front door looks to be not much in here. So we might have to... Let's see if we can break this. This is going to take forever. Yeah, I can't do that because of the mining fatigue. And it's on there for like a long time. So yeah, I don't see any other way to get up. So let me take a... Oh, bit of lag there. Let me take a gander. Oh, here's another way up. Come on. Whew, it is. There. Oh, no, this is... I believe this is where it came in. But there's some other things. So, hey, guys. There's another one over here. Now, the good thing is I'm going to get lots of prismarine from this. And I can also take, you know, once I find the Elder Guardians and the mining fatigue wear off, I can take these lamps and, you know, use decoration. There's one of them. Hi, bud. I'd like to fight you, please. Wait for my... There we go. I have to get really close with him on this. Come on, bud. There we go. Now let's get you guys. And yeah, this armor does pretty good, so I'm not too worried about dying in here. All I have to do is just eat a little bit, and it'll all come back. So yeah, and of course, water breathing helps. Come on, guys. I'd like to clear you out a little bit. All right, so let me clear these guys out, and I'll take a look around and see if I can find the other Elder Guardian. Okay, I found the third one. Be very quiet. He's right up here. He's actually right by the entrance. There he is. Hey, bud. 80 hit points, no problem. If I could actually hit him. There we go. Come on, bud. Boy, he sure does throw you back a bit. There we go. All right. That was 3 Guardians. That should be the last one. Okay. I think that's it. Now, to find the sponge room. There is a structure that's kind of built out of this material right here. Well, it doesn't tell us what it is. It says unnamed, but it's built out of this material, and that could be it. But we kind of have to wait till the mining fatigue wears off. I've only got 2 minutes, so I'll come back when that's done, and I found that other section. Okay, mining fatigue is worn off, and I'm guessing that this might be it. I don't know. So let's take a gander here. I know you're targeting me. Oh, all right, fine. We'll do it up here. But I don't want you around me. Let's see what's in here. Hey, look at that. That's just a block of gold. Use our handy dandy vein miner on it. And yeah, that is the gold section. And so that must have, oh yeah, it's underneath me. I got too much on me. Actually, no. Ah, I see what's happening here. Okay, chiseled glass, clear blue stained glass. Look at that. There, now I'm clear. Very interesting. And I'll pick it back up. And I'll never know it's my inventory. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, I'm not that interested in sponges. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? It's just more of an exploration of the Guardian Temple to show you it's really not that big a deal if you have things like water breathing. Now, you could also do the whole torch trick. If you're unfamiliar with that, that's where you just have a standard vanilla torch and you walk up here, you right click on here, place a torch, it'll pop it right back off because of water, but it refills your air. And so, so you can make your way through here doing that, and it's not a big deal. All you have to do is worry about, bringing enough food. And so I stocked up a bit on food. I think I was at 34, and so now I'm down to 22. So you can see I'm going through it fairly quickly. It's that mining fatigue that really runs you through all your health. So just be ensure you have enough food, and you should be fine. Some way of breathing, whether it's the torches, which is a little bit tough to have to worry about, or something cool like the Ring of Chordata. So with that said, guys, I appreciate all the support you've given me, and I want to thank you for all the likes and subscribes, and for commenting and keeping the series alive. So I appreciate it very much, and till the next episode, have a good one. Bye.